See if this works now. Oh, perfect. Yay. So I'm going to do some housekeeping. I'm going to announce our winner. We have a winner for the Facebook page audit and makeover. I'm going to announce that before we even get into the meat and potatoes. I'm going to do a tiny little bit about me so that you know who I am. And then I'm going to let you know exactly what you're going to learn today. Hopefully you'll take that away. Then we'll jump right into the top 10 things that small business owners are doing wrong on Facebook and show you how to fix those. Some will take longer than others and have lots of graphics, and some will just be 1 or 2 sentences, very self-explanatory. But if anything needs clarification at the end, I am going to open up my screen. We'll do some slide sharing. I will get on Facebook and do things manually live and show you anything. I am going to have a giveaway on this call. I am also going to have a special offer that is actually pretty insanely crazy. And I'm going to throw in some bonuses, and I'm actually going to do 2 giveaways. We're going to do the Facebook audit makeover, and then I'm going to give a prize away to someone live on the call. And then we'll do Q&A at the end. So that's pretty much how the agenda is going to look, how we're working on that. This webinar is going to run approximately 1 hour. I usually go like 1 hour and maybe 5-10 minutes, but I try to keep it as close to an hour. That is not including the Q&A afterwards. So usually another 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so we can stay on, but I will get through all the information you need within an hour. A recording will be available. This is, well, that's my mention from when I use my other webinar system. Everyone's muted. But yes, this is not a Google Hangout where we're going to be doing face-to-face. I'm just using their platform because it works really well with the 22 Social app. So use the comment stream below to ask and answer questions or just to communicate amongst each other or with myself. I am running this solo today, no assistant, so I'm going to be kind of periodically checking the comments while I come back to the screen. So feel free to do that. And like I said, the Q&A, it always goes longer than planned, but there will be a recording. So for those of you, I know we started late, that have to get going, I will definitely try to wrap that up as quickly as possible. So one last time with the chat comment stream. If you're just joining us, they will auto refresh every 90 seconds. So up in the left corner, uncheck that box, and over on the right side where it says refresh now, use that to refresh your comments whenever you want to kind of get update of what's been posted. So hopefully that helps. Okay, so I'm going to do the Facebook page audit and makeover. So what that does is I'm going to go over your page and kind of do an audit, an intake of everything, and let you know. Usually I'll do that and I'll say, here's what you need to fix. But I'm going to throw in the makeover. I'm actually going to go in and fix it for you. And I'm even going to throw in some graphic and design work, which makes this a really valuable tool. So I am going to, this cool little app that I'm using too, if you're curious about this 22 Social app, you can scroll all the way down to the bottom and there's a link. There should be a link letting you know you can learn more, or it says try 22 Social. It's going to allow me to go in and check everyone who got referred this through their referral link and give you an extra entry for anyone who joined based off your referral link, and then just randomly select a winner. So I'm going behind the scenes right now to do that because I want to get that out of the way. And we have, okay, so the top of the leaderboard, I know for a fact 2 of them are on the call. So let's see, we've got about, not that many. We probably got a little over a dozen who shared the link. And your odds are going to be pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and click that button right now. Now, you're not seeing it, so because I'm kind of on the back end here. And it's going to generate a winner. And our winner is Linda Arrowwood. Yay! I don't know, Linda, if you're on the call, but you won. And you are our winner. So winner, chicken dinner. You like that? So congratulations. Let me click over here and see if you're there. Close this up. I'm on the other end. If you are there. I don't see Linda, but she may be joining us soon or just hasn't typed in. So if you do see Linda Arrowwood in the comment stream and I'm not paying attention because I'm doing my presentation here, congratulate her for me and I will check back in with that. Okay, so The top 10 things that small business owners are doing wrong on Facebook and how to fix them. I talk like a chipmunk, so if I get really fast and you need me to slow down and go back, we can definitely do that. I do want to get through the material as quickly as possible for those of you who scheduled this time and need to move on. So just a little background. In 2007, in 2000, my first child was a year old. So he's now 15, almost 16. And so I had to get a real job. And I'd worked since I was about 16, but I needed a really good paying job. So I got my first salary paid job, made some good money with the government. It's a government job, state of California. And in 2004, I launched my first business as an event planner 1 year before I graduated with a business degree, business administration with emphasis in marketing in 2005. It was in 2007 that I started my Monelico Business Solutions. Back then it was business consulting, web and logo design, and some VA work, some virtual assistant stuff. And so that was launched late in 2007, but I didn't really do too much with it. I also joined Facebook in 2007. I was one of the very first people to join Facebook. In my family of people, my realm of people that I knew, everybody was still on MySpace and nobody wanted to be on Facebook. So I was curious. And so that's how long I've been on Facebook. I also entered the direct selling industry in 2008. And in 2009, that business consulting and web design site started to make a shift towards social media and blogging. A lot of my clients, they didn't want to pay for these big, huge websites. They wanted these self-hosted blogging sites, and they all wanted, Facebook business pages and things like that. So that's when it really started. I started shifting everything. And so I really started focusing more on social media and blogging sites. I did so well with the direct selling company. I actually took it to the top of the comp plan. I had one of the fastest growing teams in the company that I was able to quit that government job. I had been there if you count before I became full-time, when I was in there temporary and as a student assistant, I'd been with the state 14 years. And I walked away to be a full-time home business entrepreneur and have not looked back since. I love it. This is I love what I do. In 2013, I got my social media certification, and I got certified in all social media, so all of the platforms, but I decided to really focus on Facebook. And my niche at the time was, and still is, network marketing, direct sellers, because I knew that. So that's who I was going to focus and help with. I've since expanded a little bit, but still my main focus is Facebook. And just last year, I began business coaching and love it. I absolutely love it. So that's me in a nutshell. Hopefully that didn't take too long, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm not just some kid or some crazy lady. I do have a bit of a background, and I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, and I love what I do. I love training. If I could do these all day, that's what I would do. So on the personal side, I have 3 children. Those are my 3 kids. They keep me really busy because they're very active, and they're all in school. But I do have support from that handsome man there. It's my husband, and without him, I could not be where I'm at today. So, ladies, if you have that supportive husband at home, thank God every day. Thank your stars. Bless the universe for that person, because that's a really important thing. When you want to have your own business, is having that support at home. The only thing wrong with my husband, is that he's a Raiders fan, and the rest of us are not. So we're going to change his picture there a little bit. You see that? That looks much better, much, much, much better. We are 49er fans. Die hard, big time. Since the day I was born, I left the hospital in a 49er onesie. So that's enough about me. Let's get more about what you will learn and about you. So I'm going to, during this top 10, I'm going to kind of sprinkle in some of the stuff because I want to educate you, but you're going to learn how Facebook's newsfeed ranking algorithm works, why it's important, what to do to make it work in your favor, what is making it work against you, and how to stop doing those things, and my best tips and tricks for increasing your visibility. A few of my best. I have some really good ones. I have about a good dozen ones, but I don't have time to go into all of those. So I'm going to show some of the most important ones on this call, because I see a lot of people making simple mistakes that could really make a big difference. So hopefully, if you just take away one of the top 10, I hope it was worth your while. I'm also going to give you some resources for more info where you can get, if I say, hey, this is really need to do this really quick, I can't get into it, but you do this, this, and that. And then I will let you know where you can get more information. Either I have like a SlideShare presentation somewhere, or more videos will go really into detail, step by step, how to do some of the stuff I'm going to be showing you. Otherwise, this webinar would probably be like 3 or 4 hours. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to just check through the chat. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you, Lori, so much for answering questions. Yeah, if you know the answers to the questions because you read thoroughly through the emails or you heard me talk about it, you were on time on the webinar, please, I love that you guys are commenting. Like I said, I'm a one-woman show today. I don't have anyone watching the comments or helping me technically. So I'm doing this solo, and I really appreciate that. That is awesome. Thank you, guys. Yes, 49er faithful. Yay. Okay, so I've checked that enough. Number 10 is using your personal profile for your business or as a business page. So this is a big no-no. And some of these things may be like, I knew that, so bear with me. And some of this may be, if you're really new to Facebook or haven't been on a webinar like this, it may be like, whoa, she's going way too fast. It's over my head. So it's going to kind of be hit and miss for some people. But if one of the top 10s doesn't apply to you or is way over your head or is like, I already knew that, I know that there will be things here that you probably didn't know, I hope, and vice versa. So please bear with me. This is going to be very, probably the 7, 8, 9, and 10 are going to be the most lengthy. I'm going to get into a lot of detail. And then when we get to 6 through 1, I'm just kind of going to rip through them because you've already gotten the background of how everything works. So personal profile, also referred to as your timeline, and the business page will also be referred to as a fan page. I want to let you know that, so when I say those words, you know what I'm talking about. And we're going to go over what the difference is between the two. So, and again, some of this is very basic, but I want to lay the foundation. So your home is your newsfeed. So when you click on home on the top of the blue bar there, you're on your newsfeed. So when I say from the home screen, that's what I'm talking about. Or when I say go to your newsfeed, that's how you get there. And then your timeline, which is your profile, used to be called our wall. Some people still refer to it as the wall. You click on your name to get there, either up at the top or over onto the, I'm really bad with left and right. If you could see me right now, I have to hold up my hands before I say that. Over on the left side. That's why I have the visuals, because I might be saying left and showing you right. You guys just follow the screen and don't listen to my voice. Your name's over there too, so you can click on that. So here's just a quick screenshot. It's fuzzy, you don't have to see what it is. I just kind of want to give you an overview of the difference between the two. So on your personal profile, on your home feed, that's the stuff that everything that you've subscribed to, people you've been friends with, pages you've liked, and advertisers that have sponsored posts because you're their target market, that stuff's going to flow in the home feed. It's very specific to you. Some people think, oh gosh, what I see in the home is everybody seeing that. You only see what's on your newsfeed and your home. The timeline is what you broadcast out. So the home feed, you're getting, everything's coming to you from everything you've, kind of interacted with other people and your settings and all that. And then on the timeline, that if you go, and most people won't go to your timeline, very rarely, you have to think like, do you ever go to everyone's pages? People aren't going to yours. So sometimes when you freak out and say, I can't believe that's on my wall, they're going to see it. So, that's just what you are broadcasting out. So that's just a general overview. The way you can tell just at a quick glance where you're at, if you need to know really quick, on the home screen, the news feed, there's this left navigation panel, and you can tell you're on your timeline or your profile because your cover photo is at the top. Those two are not interchangeable. So you can't see your cover photo and assume you're on your home feed. And you won't have those menu options over to the left side if you're looking at your profile. That's a really good indicator just quickly to tell, where am I at? Which one's she talking about? So here's the home newsfeed. And on the left side is a bunch of different categories. And so we're going to go through them all. Up at the top is your I'm not going to go through them. I'm just going to do a very general. Up at the top on the left side is just your basic info. Everybody has that information. Below that, if you've learned to set up favorites, some of your favorite pages and groups and things like that, any interest lists or whatever, any favorites would be up there. If you have not set up favorites, there's probably nothing there. It'll just go straight to like pages, groups, and friends, which is the bottom part. That's where you have any pages that you manage, you know, that you're an admin for, groups that you're part of, that you belong to, or that you are an admin of. And then you may see friends. If you've created friends lists, we're going to definitely get into that on this call. And then below that's more stuff like apps and interests and all of that. So that's just kind of a general overview of how that works, or how that all looks. And this will all tie together. I just kind of want to do a very high level overview. The news feed up at the top, when you click on home and you get to the news feed, is going to show basically updates from, and this is in quotes, everyone that you are friends with, pages you've liked, groups you belong to, and ads targeted to you. Now, everyone is in quotes because it's actually dependent. What you see in the news feed, and this is where the algorithm comes in, is dependent on your settings. So you can set it to see what you want to see, and your behavior, how you act on Facebook, what you do, your what you like, what you comment on, and how you set up your feeds, and if you've set up lists and things like that. That determines what you see. So people tend to say, you know, Facebook is taking over and I have no control. I want to see what I've liked. Why don't I see what I liked? You've probably liked way too many things. That's why you're not seeing it all. So be very selective. And as a business owner, that's going to come into play when you start looking at how Facebook works from the user's perspective. And again, your news feed on your personal profile is only you see what's in your news feed. No one else sees that. So that's a question I get a lot from beginners. So I just want to get that clear. And so the right side's not really that important. We're going to skip it. It's just advertisers and stuff. So the basic difference between a profile and a page is basically one of the big key ones is a profile is personal and has friends. Your page is a business and it has what they call fans. They haven't come up with a better word for that. So fans it is. But your business has fans. Your profile has friends. Those cannot be interchanged. On a profile, it's personal. On the page, that's business. So all your personal stuff's on the profile and your business stuff's on the page. That doesn't mean they can't be interchanged, but you don't want to be too much, you don't want to do too much business. You do very little business on your profile, but you still should, and there are benefits to that. And you definitely want to have some personal touch on your page. So they are interchangeable. A profile has friends, a page has fans. You can only have one profile. This is a huge mistake. I have had clients whose complete profiles, after they've had Facebook for years, completely shut down without warning because they are not following that rule. You have to have one profile in your real first and last name, and you can't have another one. So you can't have one because you're worried about privacy and another one for business. I will show you how to overcome that very easily, but you can't. You will get shut down. It's happened before, and it's not fun. A page, you can have, there's no limit to the number of pages you can create. On a profile, you have a limit of 5,000 friends. And, you know, you may think, gosh, that's a lot, so that's not a big deal. But if you are an entrepreneur, if you're serious about your business, you've got to think big and long term. And one day that 5,000, you're going to hit that 5,000 and wish you had started a page instead. Unlimited amount of fans on a page. There are privacy controls on the profile. There are none on the page. You can control certain things. We won't get into all of that on this call on your page, but for the most part, it is public. The profile could also be public. If you set up your profile to be public, you can. And in that case, it could be searched by the indexed by the search engines, but a page is always, because it's public. So it's captured more by Google and Yahoo and all of that. So it's better for business in that sense. Especially the way you set it up. You know, if you set up a local business and you put in the address the correct way and you set it all up correctly, you can get a lot more reach in the search engines than if you do not. So the profile on the page pretty much look the same. Oh, I didn't need to gray that out. That should have been an extra step, but I messed up. So they kind of look the same, but we're going to focus here on the profile. A few things that I wanted to, I was trying to see if I could get it, but no, it didn't work. So your profile, it has to be you. It has to be your real name. So sometimes I see Jules by Jane, like they try to cheat the system. And you probably know a lot of people that do that. If you do that, you can have your account shut down without warning. They won't even tell you. You'll just try to log in one day and it won't be there. Now, a lot of people say, you know, there's so billions of people on Facebook that Facebook's never going to pay attention to me. I'm too small. They may not pay attention to you, but there's this little thing that you can do on Facebook if you're not aware. You can report profiles and pages for not following the rules. All you need is one competitor or one disgruntled customer going in and reporting your page and bringing it to their attention. So don't take the chance. Your profile cover cannot be promotional. You can't have anything related to business in there. You can't be selling from your profile. However, I do encourage you to link to your business page on the first line there of your About section, right under your picture. I will show you how you can do that. And that is one of the best things you can do for promoting your business completely, you know, not against the rules, completely legal within Facebook, is to post it there. So, and that's nice because when you're hovering over that image, you'll see that link. And if you go into a group, if you're a member of a group, go into group, click on members. Under each person's name, you will see a bunch of, you know, works at, self-employed, or somebody will say, you know, and, you know, thrilling author at, and then the name of their book, or author of, and the name of their book, and it leads to their book fan page. Very clever. So that's something you definitely want to do. We'll get into that later on the call. The stuff there on your profile is completely, you can completely manage what is seen and not seen. That whole, everything there, your name, your profile picture, and your cover image is public. That you can't do anything about. Everything else, you can make it as private or public as you want. So just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that. I don't want anyone getting in trouble for using business for personal and their personal profile for business. You really need to establish a separate business page. Okay, number 9 is not using friends lists. So if you're not using friends lists, or this is foreign to you, this is going to be really eye-opening. If you do use friends lists, hopefully I can show you a few things that little tricks I've done to help me increase my visibility using friends lists. So the Facebook newsfeed ranking algorithm works something like this. Don't freak out because of the equation there, but basically it's a combination of a bunch of things. And this graphic is really just thrown in there to be like, it's a bunch of confusing stuff. You know, I study this, I know this, I get this. I don't expect those of you on this call, on this webinar, to know anything about this graphic. So don't worry about having to study that. I just want to let you know there is a lot of factors involved, and it is an equation. It is, you know, a problem to that needs to be cranked out, a formula. So it was formerly known as EdgeRank. Some people, you know, still refer to it as EdgeRank, the news feed ranking algorithm, which is much more of a mouthful than EdgeRank. But what it does is it analyzes every signal possible to determine the relevance of each post to each person. So there's all these different indicators. There are actually over 100,000 different indicators going into this algorithm to determine what you see in your news feed. And at any given time, there could be 15,000 different possible pieces of content that you could be shown. So if there was no algorithm, if there was no EdgeRank, if, you know, people complain, I wish I could see everything that I've liked, your news feed would be scrolling so fast you would never see anything if you really saw everything that that you liked. Now, someone like, you know, your grandma who has 9 friends and likes 2 pages on Facebook will always see everything everyone posts from all 9 of her friends in those 2 pages every time she logs onto Facebook, because it's manageable. But the average person has, you know, 150 to 500 friends on Facebook. So that's in likes, you know, several dozen pages. I like over 100 pages. I'm trying to cut back on that. So according to Facebook Newsfeed Director of Product Management, some of the top determinants are the following, in case you wanted to know. This is what they do, how they figure it out. How popular, whether it's liked, commented, shared, clicked, how popular are the posts creators' past posts with everyone else? So in the past, how popular have your posts been? If you tend to have popular posts, those posts will be shown more to your friends or your fans, depending on if it's a business post or the newsfeed algorithm works for both pages and profiles, personal and business. People think that it only applies to one or the other. It applies to both. How popular is the post with everyone who's already seen it? How popular have the posts creators' past posts been with that particular viewer? So if something's very popular to most of this person's fans, but you just don't like that person's posts, just because it's popular doesn't mean it'll show up in your newsfeed. It's actually, if you don't ever comment or like on it, they'll stop showing it to you. So think about that when you wonder why no one's seeing your posts that you're posting from your business page. If they're not interacting, they're basically telling Facebook, I don't want to see any more of this. And so Facebook won't show it to them. You've got to get them to be engaged. And does the type of post, either status update, photo, link, video, match what types have been popular with that viewer in the past? So if you tend to like videos, you'll see more videos. If you tend to like photos, you'll see more photos. And then also, how recently was it posted? So if it could be something really, really great, but it was posted, too long ago to be seen, to get any traction, or it could be, not so great, but it was posted recently, so maybe you just happened to be on when it was there. So lots of different things. This is, like I said, what is this, like 5 bullet points out of over 100,000 different factors. So it's a lot that goes into it. I just kind of wanted to give you a little scenario. So this is what I call the Sally and Tanya story. So I'm going to kind of paraphrase that. You don't have to read it. I know it's small, but just listen to this scenario and see if this helps you understand how it works. So Sally logs into Facebook in the morning, and at the top of her newsfeed is a post about Julie's her sister, Julie's wedding proposal. It has 84 likes and 43 comments. Julie has about 300 friends, and 60 of those are mutual to Sally. So this post, it was made 13 hours ago, but Sally hasn't logged on to Facebook since yesterday afternoon. The next post after that on her news feed was made about a minute ago. So this kind of, explains like, well, why is this one up here? It was 13 hours ago, and this one's just a minute ago, but it's next. It's not higher. Well, that one was from an old high school friend. Her name was Tanya. And she doesn't see each other. They don't see each other very well, but they recently exchanged a private message, and they, interacted on Facebook and went back and forth because they're both going to the same upcoming event, which is their high school reunion. So their high school reunion is coming up and they're talking back and forth. But prior to that, they weren't really talking because, you don't talk to everybody you went to high school with. So because of that, she ranked second on the news feed. So, and there was some type of event that they were both recently tagged in because of the reunion coming up. So that helped too. So the first post that Sally sees about her sister is being shown to her because, number one, they're sisters. Facebook ranks your relationships to people depending on what kind of list they are. So if they're in a family list, that gets higher priority. And it has a lot of engagement. It had all those likes and shares because it was a wedding proposal. So that's another thing that boosted it up. And it was probably posted as a life event on her profile, the sister, because she got engaged. And Facebook gives extra weight to those too. Now, the second post was shown to her because, and I thought I had this memorized and now I can't see it. But basically, it's because they may have not been somebody that she's really close to, but recently they were engaged. They exchanged a few messages. They're both going to the same event. They were tagged in the same post. So all of these factors factor into why she saw that, even though you're thinking, why is that? That can't be as important as my sister. But there are other things to come into play. So even though she may never have seen, Sally never seen those posts before, even though she's friends with both of them. So it'll show up more in her newsfeed, especially if it's set to top stories. So you can change whether you see top stories or not. And we can get into the, I'll do some screen sharing if people need to know how to do that. But furthermore, if Sally and Tanya continue to interact on Facebook over the next few days, they'll see more of each other's posts in the newsfeed. If they stop doing that, they'll stop seeing each other's posts in the newsfeed. So even if they've been friends for a long time and they've never seen them before, and all of a sudden you're starting to see posts, there's always a reason. So I like to tell people this because if you happen to get a like or comment from someone, and you made that post 2 weeks ago and now they're just now commenting and liking, people go, oh gosh, they must be stalking me. And and sometimes that's what we think. I see posts on that, someone's stalking you and you posted that 3 weeks ago and they're just now commenting. It could just be that either you two both went to the same event, or we have more mutual friends, or it just was a really popular post and that person maybe doesn't have as many friends as you. So 2 weeks ago is still pretty good for that type of ranking. So all of these things come into play. So Facebook recognizes that and thinks, well, okay, these two seem to have a closer relationship than we thought. So let's show them each other more of each other's posts for the time being. And then if you guys stop interacting and those kind of connections go away, then you'll start seeing less again. Unless, of course, they block you and all of that. So that's why I say behavior comes into it too, and settings. So all of this is based on your activity and what you do, and basically just notifies Facebook that this person's posts are just not newsworthy to me, so I'm not going to show it to you, or they are, and so I will. So the same thing applies to a business page. So when you have a business and you are posting and posting and posting, but no one's interacting, all that Facebook is telling, you're telling Facebook basically is that your page just doesn't have all that going on, and we've got 100,000 other things we could show this person, so we're not going to show them your page because your page isn't where it's at, So you've got to have really engaging content, but that's really how it works. And people don't want to be sold to, so you've got to be really careful about how you interact with people. So I know that was long and drawn out, but that when I paint the story that way, people kind of get, okay, when she uses people like that in scenarios like a reunion and that kind of thing, it's, makes a little more sense. I'm looking at the comments really quick because I just want to make sure you guys are still with me. Yeah, you're left to right like that too, huh? How do people get to your fan page? Are you talking about my fan page particularly, or just in general, how do you get people to your fan page? Let me know and I'll check back with you. If you're just mine, it's just facebook.com/Monica Ramos, all one word. Okay, so using friends lists. Now that was a big drawn out explanation. Like I said, the first 7, 8, 9 are going to be long, and then we're going to kind of 6 through 1, we're going to just breeze through. But using friends lists. This is an old screenshot, so Facebook probably doesn't really look like this anymore. But over on the left side, if you scroll down that left panel, and you find friends, you can click there, kind of maybe hover over, click on the more button or friends. It'll open up your friends lists, or the capability to create them if you haven't yet. You could also just go to facebook.com/bookmarks/lists, and you'll get to this screen where you can create lists. And you should be able to, I went backwards. Now Facebook has smart lists, and those are just ones they already put you in based on when you sign up, your name, your age, are you married, who you married to, where did you go to school, what city do you live in, where do you work? And so all of those things are now, okay, so next time someone else gets on Facebook and they went to the same school you did, or they put that they work at the same place you do, Facebook's going to connect the both of you as part of the same network in what they call smart lists. So just to throw that out there. You can create lists as well too. You can create your own. You can create as many as you want. This is what I encourage you to do. This is the number one thing. If you don't take anything else away from this, well, this is number one's pretty big. But this one, number 9, using friends lists. Go to that link, find your friends list landing page, create a list. You can call it whatever you want and start adding members of your friends or whatever. What is helpful for that is once you have these lists, they're called custom lists, and you can go to a status update and you can select who sees that. So this is where privacy really comes into play. You can go and just on your friends, your audience, you'll just do the drop down there and you'll have an option to select more options. Scroll down till you find custom. This is after you've created the lists, and you can choose who you post to, who you share content with, who sees a certain photo album, who sees all kinds of things. And it's a lot more, some people think, oh, okay, I'll just create a list, but you can do if this, but not that, and only these people accept this one. I really love it. So you can start having a lot of fun with it. So if I go in and do a custom list, you can say, I want to share this with all of my friends. And you can say, accept someone else, or you just decide who it's going to be. So for example, if I wanted to say, I have a list called Safe List. My Safe List is people I know and trust very dearly. So if I'm on vacation and I'm not home and I post something, I'm only posting it to this custom list. No one else is going to see that in my newsfeed or nothing, have any idea that I'm not home and on vacation, because that's the security thing for me. Or maybe photos of my children. If you see photos of my children in your newsfeed, you are someone that I trust because I don't have that set to everyone, not always anyway. So, or if I'm out to dinner and I'm checking in at a restaurant, I'm going to check in and I'm going to post the check-in only to my Safe List. So I can choose who sees what I see. You can combine the two as well. So here, if I wanted to just share something with one person or maybe two people, Rosalie and Linda, and a group, I want to share it with these two ladies and my group list that I created high school, where I threw everyone that I went to high school with or is in this group. I only want it to go to these three people. I can hit save changes and post it. Or I could do a combination. I can say, I want it to go to all of my friends except my husband, because maybe I'm posting something about a surprise party and I don't want him to see. So, and he will never see it. And Facebook will not reveal that you did this. There's no one will ever know that you posted something and you excluded a group of people or a particular person, or you're only showing it to a certain group of people. So this is really good for businesses. If you work from home, but you have a full-time job, you can post something that maybe your employer would frown upon and you could lose your job over, maybe because it's related to your home business. You can post that and say, I want this to go out to my newsfeed, but everyone except the people that are in this group. And you can create a group called coworkers, and everybody that works in your office that is on Facebook, that you're friends with, because that's how they'd see it anyway. You put them in that list and they don't see it. Or you could do the opposite. You can create a list of just your potential customers and hostesses if you're in direct sales. And you can post something about, an event or something and just show it to them so that your friends and family and everyone else doesn't get annoyed and start blocking you. So the possibilities are endless. I hope this has at least turned on a light for somebody, because when I learned this, it really changed everything for me. I've been doing friends lists. I've now been doing it for about 3 years. I love using friends lists. Okay, and so when you're going to make a status post, you can go in there and just, as you're typing, right where the audience is. We started at the beginning of the little slides that I did, where you go and select and you hit custom. Once you do all that, now you'll see that this post is going to custom. It'll give you that little icon there, so you know that it's not a public, it's not going to friends, it's going to custom. And you can hover over it. It'll tell you exactly who you put in that list. And only you see that. Who's it going to? People just either see it or they don't, depending on if they're in that audience or not. So any questions about that, go ahead and type. But I'm going to go into a little bit more, because some of you might be thinking, oh, this is genius, but I have 5,000 friends or 500 friends, and now I got to go back and put all these people in lists. That is going to take some time. So you want to set aside time for that. But going forward, every time you get a friend request, you can do it right when they request you. And they don't know that. So set up, maybe a list of, potential leads or people I met at a networking group, or hostesses or customers from, parties and stuff. And set that up as a list. And then when you get a friend request from somebody, now you don't have to be like, oh, I don't want to be friends with her on Facebook because I don't want her to see all my personal stuff. I want to keep business and personal separate. You can do that now. Because whenever you're going to post something that you maybe don't want your customers and hostesses or colleagues to see, you simply say, I want this to go out to everybody I'm friends with, except, and then select those groups, or one group or multiple groups or whatever. So hopefully that's insightful. I always love when somebody learns that. If at least one person on this call has learned something, I would be so happy in regards to friends lists. So when you get a friend request, you'll get that little, let me go back, you'll get that little icon there, got a friend request. And you can confirm or say not now. So go ahead and confirm. And right when you do that, click on the little friends check mark that you see there, and then go down to where it says add another list, or there'll be a list. If you've already created them, they'll all be there. Just scroll down and put them in the list. If there is no list, so what I'll do is, see, these are all lists that I've already made. Like the smart lists will be there. See the little, what are those, lightning bolts? Those are little flash symbols. Those are the smart lists that I talked about in the beginning. So Facebook's already created those based on how you set up your profile. But then you can create other ones. So I've got like people I went to church with, business owners. I've got a bunch. I'm very neurotic with these lists. If it's somebody who's like, oh, I don't have a list for that person, you can scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's an option to create a new list. So you create a new list, type in the name of it, and you're all set. And then you can go back and just start accepting friend requests that you've been hesitant about in the past. So here's some ideas of what you can do, and there's that link again to get to it if this is something that is new to you. Just a few ideas of what I use them for: hostesses, customers, potential customers, team members. I have a no spam list. So like if I'm going to post something about my business and I know this person really just doesn't want to hear it, but I want to keep them as a friend, then I'll just say, please, I'm sending this to everyone except my no spam list. So I'm not going to read through all of them because I do want to get through all of the top 10, but There's lots of things you could do, and you guys will all get a recording of this, and I can do, if anybody wants slides, then just let me know. I think I'll just go ahead and package those in the follow-up email so you guys have them. But friends list is huge. Love it. So I'm going to move on to 8. Let me kind of manage here. And because I don't have help today, it may take a little bit longer. Okay, Lynette, how to get people to your fan page. Great. Let's cover that in the Q&A because that's not going to be on here. However, I do have a SlideShare presentation on how to, like an intro to business for Facebook. It's basically just the slides of my live class or my online class, and I can direct you to that. There's some tips in there on how to market your page. Number 8. Annoying your friends is definitely something you need to stop doing. You tell Facebook what to show you based on your newsfeed preferences. You can set those to be, you can set your newsfeed. When we talked about friends lists in number 9, you can actually set your newsfeed to just be like, maybe I just want to see how my team's doing, my downline. I can put all of them in a list and then just set my newsfeed to be only them. You can set your newsfeed to be one person and see everything they've posted over the last 3 months because the whole newsfeed is just them. So I'll show you how to do that in a second here, but it's based on newsfeed preferences, who you subscribe to, who you follow, and whose pages you've said, I want to get notifications. Liking a page alone doesn't make you see everything that they post. Getting notifications will pop up a little notification icon every time that page does some type of activity. So that's something you want to teach your fans, your followers to do. I send it out in my newsletter. Hey, don't forget to click on get notifications so you don't miss anything. Interest lists, friends lists, and of course your behavior, your likes, shares, and comments. I'm not going to get into all of these, but let's focus on newsfeed preferences just for right now. I'm going to show you just a little example. Here's a shot of my newsfeed. I see something, that's a really cute, funny picture, but let's pretend this was something that was offensive to me, or it was marketing, and I'm really tired of this lady trying to sell her candles every time I log on to Facebook. You know, I love her, but I really don't want to see it anymore. So most of you should know how to do this. And so this might be nothing new, but over on the left side, you can scroll down from newsfeed and select what you want to see. Most recent, which people tend to think is everything. It's still not everything. Remember, if it was everything, your newsfeed would be scrolling so fast you couldn't even read it. So it would be most recent, but still through that algorithm of what's relevant to you. Top stories is just the most popular stuff, and it's a little slower. So most stories, if you have it set to most stories, you may find that you're reading something and then it gets bumped up because it's something else came through. So that kind of gives you an indication of that, how that algorithm works. But that's one thing. You can also, on a particular post, like the one you see here, up in the right corner, the little caret, you can tell Facebook that either you don't want to see the post, or you just don't want to see this person anymore, or if that person shared something from a particular page, maybe like a political group or religious group, you can say, I like her, but I don't want to see this page's posts. So when she shares stuff, I don't mind seeing it as long as it's not from this page. So you can do all kinds of stuff just by clicking that little caret in the corner. If you really like the stuff that somebody particular posts, then you can click on get notifications for maybe that particular, if it was a really good post and you want to, you know, some people post like following, they do that so that they'll get a notification. You don't have to do that. You can just go there and click that little button that says get notifications. And every time someone comments, you will get notified. You can also do the opposite. When you comment on something and you're getting all these notifications and it's annoying, you go in and just say stop notifications. Even if you've left a comment, you don't have to go delete your comment. You just won't get any notifications anymore. So again, you tell Facebook what to show you. So you can also, let's say I don't like this post, and that's what I put in there. Then it'll ask me why I don't want to see it. I could totally ignore this and just keep moving on. I could also undo it if it was an accident. But if you click on why do you not want to see this, it will give you some more options. And you know, they're all a little bit different depending on if it's a business page or if it's a profile. And this is where you really have to think about what you're posting and how you're behaving on Facebook and how are you annoying your friends. Because if they're doing this, you don't know that they're doing this. So if I select here that this person is annoying me, or this is spam, or she's using too much business on her personal profile, which is one of the options. If you click a button, it takes you to another button, and then it gives you all these choices, and you can really go through and report people for all kinds of activity if you wanted to. So think about that from a business perspective when you're posting things. If they're going to start saying, I don't want to see posts from this page because they're too promotional, you're never going to see posts. Your fans are never going to see anything you post, even the ones that want to see it, because these other people are telling Facebook, this page, a lot of people don't like what it has to say. There may be a good couple dozen people that really do want to see what you have to say, but because there's so many that say that they don't, and you don't even know they're doing it, Facebook's going to be like, well, it's not a really popular page. Let's not show it to anybody. So really, really have to think about it from the user's perspective. That's what I usually teach all my clients. So I'm not going to get into more examples because I want to move on to the next one, but here are some some text examples. I don't have a lot of graphics for these, but really annoying that you guys should just stop doing, because then you're really not going to have anyone ever seeing anything. Tagging someone in a photo, especially one that they're not in, just to market them, just so that they'll see it. You tag them. Don't tag anyone unless they're actually in it, and ask them first if they want to be tagged. Mass messaging, don't send these group messages, just like text, the Facebook mass messaging. If you want to send something out to somebody, you're going to have to find another way to do it. It's not good. It's not good business practice. Adding people to groups without notice or consent. I know a lot of people that do this. They set up these groups and they just throw everybody in there, and they start, because they're like, well, they're not going to see my business page post, so I'm just going to create a group and throw everybody in there. And that's annoying. People don't have to give consent. Now they're changing the rules a little bit, and things are starting to be a little bit more where you're invited to be a group member. You don't actually, become one, but you can still add people to groups without their consent, and it's not a good practice. So make sure you at least maybe send out something saying, a message saying, hey, is it okay if I add you to this, and then send it to them. Events, when you invite everyone to your events, it's annoying too. So go back to creating friends lists. I use friends lists, and I have a whole list of people that like if I'm going to do like an open house, the type of people that would come to that, they're all in a group. So when I go to set up my event, I just select that group of friends and I check them all and I send. So I don't have to worry about going through my entire list of friends. And then letting apps post on your behalf. So I did lie, there's one more graphic here. This is annoying. So this is all you have to do really to stop that. You don't have to stop using apps. And most apps are going to ask for your access to your profile. It's usually a requirement of using the app. So that part's okay. You can click okay, but you don't have to let it post on your behalf. So on the next step, not all apps do this, but some do, most do. They're starting to stop this a lot more, I've noticed. But so, a good number of them still do. They'll say this app would like to post to Facebook for you or on your behalf. And you can either hit not now or okay. Go ahead and go through the little friends drop down and either select custom, or I would just say select only me and hit okay. And now you're done. Every time that app wants to send something, it just goes to, nobody sees it. So once you do that and you hit okay, if it's a requirement, then just make it to only me. Just a little trick there so you don't annoy your friends and start being hidden in the news feeds. All right, number 7 is, my goodness, I'm frozen. All right, so while I'm waiting for that to, there we go, come through, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I'm going to see how we're doing over here. You are welcome. Refreshing. Okay, good. Everybody's good, good, good. So another thing is too much biz on the personal and not enough personal on the biz. So we already talked about promotional posts and how you shouldn't do that on your personal profile. But I really want to encourage you to be a little more personal on your business profile. Sometimes I go to these business pages, they want me to check it out and do an audit, and every single post is about buy this, buy that, my next sale, host this, join this. And like, where's the value? Why would I want to be a fan of this page? What is in it for me? What are you providing? So you want to be a person. People do business with people. It doesn't matter if it's B2C or B2B. If you're business to consumer, business to business, it's still P2P. We're still doing business with people. So a few tips for that would be on your business page profile picture, don't put a logo or a picture of your product. People do business with people. Make it a picture of your face, preferably a smiling face. And behave on Facebook like you would in real life. You can tell I have a teenager with the IRL there. Behave like you would. If you wouldn't go up to someone at a party or, a gathering or on the street and just start throwing up your whole business right in their face, then don't do it on Facebook. Facebook is a social network. It's all about relationships. So you got to really start looking at it that way. Sharing personal tidbits occasionally is good. You don't have to do it all the time, but maybe even just a picture of you doing something, what your day-to-day is in your office, just to kind of give them a more personal side of you. And definitely respond to everyone. Don't leave comments unanswered or messages not found. So if you're thinking, how do I know if I have a message? There's actually a setting you can put on your business page that you can set so that you are notified when someone sends you a message or comments or likes or posts on your page. Some people have that turned off and they don't know, and it really looks bad when you've got people asking a question and months have gone by and you haven't responded. So make sure that is being something that you do take care of. Number 6, they're going to go faster now. Too much promotional content. We talked about this, but I wanted to give you something because most people talk about the 80-20 rule, which is great. It's a great rule, but I kind of go with the 90-10 rule. I think that 10% should only be promotional content on a business page as well. And 90% should be stuff that's of value and that people are going to want to share. So the 90%, I actually break into thirds, 30, 30, 30. So the 10%, promotional, and of that 90 that's non-promotional, make sure it's educational and informative stuff, something they're going to learn. Entertainment, something funny or pulls at the heartstrings, something, uplifting. And then 30% personal, about you, the person, not just, the business that's trying to get money. You're a person. You want to get to know these people. So this is a quote that I love. I actually have my own graphic and I couldn't find it, so I was bummed. So I just used this one that Mari Smith used. So I did reference her there, but I love this quote. People use the internet basically for 2 reasons, either to find a solution to a problem or to be entertained. And that's it. Same with Facebook. That is it. Nobody gets on the internet and says, I would love to be sold to today. Who's going to market to me? Let me see what deals are out there. They don't. That's not why they get on. So think about how it comes from the user's perspective. A really good question to ask yourself is, would I hide this or report this or unfollow or delete this if I saw it in my newsfeed all the time? And if the answer is yes, don't post it. You want to provide value and content. When you do that, then people are going to be more engaged with you. They're going to be more like the Sally and Tanya story. They're going to be like, oh, she's got cool stuff. I'm going to share it. I'm going to like it. I'm going to do all this. And they're going to be so involved with everything you have to do because you're not selling to them. You're building a relationship that when you do sell, they'll see it. And that's how I promoted my webinar. If you go to my Facebook page, I have very little promotional posts. I share a lot of other people's contents. I share helpful tips. I rarely ever sell anything. If you scroll back into December, November, probably be a little bit more salesy because of the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. So everybody was selling, but most of the time that's not what I do. So that when I do launch something like this, or if I do have a sale or something, those people that have been interacting with me for weeks or a month at a time without any pitching, I'm at the top of their newsfeed and they're going to see it. So, and there are more tricks to be a little bit more specific with how you can get people, but there's just not enough time on this webinar. I just wanted to give you some tips. Again, I will send the slides out of stuff that you could do. Think about, is it useful? Is it newsworthy, relevant, entertaining, personal, uplifting, educational? Is it something that, could solve a problem? Is it a trending topic? If American Idol's on and you're watching it, everybody's posting about it, post something about it just to get your name, as your business. You can say, who here is watching the Grammys or something. That kind of stuff, a trending topic, something that's in pop culture, gets a lot of engagement. The more engagement you get, the more you're going to be seen. Make sure it's industry related, you're making people laugh, and of course, be personal, let them know about you. Things that are good to show are quotes, pictures, videos. Video is going to be huge in 2015. Video is going to be the best thing you could do. If you can learn how to post more video, native video, so don't post a link from YouTube. Actually upload a video right into your status update. Those are getting huge engagement right now, huge reach. I know we've got some people on the webinar who know this stuff, so they can probably chime in and attest to that. But video is going to be huge, so just letting you know. How-to guides, people love how to do something. I post how-to guides all the time. I don't sell them, I just post them for free. People love it, and that's why people come back, and that's why I do so well on Facebook. I am very selective with my audience as well. I'm going to get into that towards the end of the countdown here. Sharing other people's stuff, you know, make the right connections with the right people, and ask questions. That's something I need to work on. I don't ask a lot of questions, but Desiree, I don't know if you're still on here. You're really good at asking questions. You ask questions, and every time you ask a question, I'm compelled to answer you. So that's some good stuff there. So I am going to do a giveaway. I know we're almost coming up on an hour because we did start late. And like I said, I do usually get close to the hour when I get to the halfway mark and people go, oh my gosh, how are we going to get through another hour? The second half does not take a whole hour. So I want to do a little giveaway, and I also want to show you a special offer that I'm doing. And I'm going to try to breeze through it quickly. I do apologize. This webinar recording probably will be closer to the 1.5 instead of like the 1:10 I was talking about. Such as me, I'm not very good and punctual with that sometimes, but I'm all about providing good content. So if my stuff's good and you're like what you're hearing, hopefully you're not worried too much about the time. If it's boring, you've probably already left. Sorry, you're not my target market. And that's how you got to think. When someone unsubscribes for your newsletter or unlikes your page, you know, don't get upset. They weren't your market. More room for the people who are. So I have this newly updated course. I launched it last year for the first time, and it did extremely well. I have some of my students probably on this call. If not, you're catching the replay. It's a newly updated course that it's called How to Increase Your Visibility on Facebook Easily, Ethically, and Free. I focus on people with limited to zero budgets, and I teach you how to do all of the stuff that they tell you have to pay to play and use ads without ads. I have not paid for a single ad on Facebook. People don't believe me when I say that, but I want to build my credibility up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with 22 Social. I mentioned them before. That's the app I'm using. They went on a mission. They wanted to make $1 million with their company without a website, simply through a Facebook app. They hosted their whole business through Facebook without a website, and they did it. They accomplished it. And now they actually just opened a website because they accomplished what they said they were going to do. So I'm not saying I'm never going to pay for ads. I do know a lot about ads because my clients, I do ads, Facebook ads for most of my clients for their social media accounts. So I'm very familiar with ads. I'm also certified in Facebook ads. Personally, I do not use them. So I'm working with people who do not have budgets for that and want to know how can I get visible in front of people. And so this is what my course includes. And I will promise I'll try to get to this really quickly because I do want to give away a prize and finish the last 5 and get you guys on your way if you're spending time with me. Now, remember, it is recorded, so you can come back and watch it if you're like, oh, this sounds good, but I got to go. Okay, how to use free Facebook features to target your ideal customer and not come off salesy. Definitely going to learn that. And if I've got anyone on the class that's a previous graduate, has taken my course, please chime in. You guys are always really great with the testimonials. Dozens of other free resources outside of Facebook that you can use to increase your fan engagement that's going to save you time and money because they're all free. Everything I'm going to teach you in this class, how to increase your visibility on Facebook easily, ethically, and free. Everything's going to be free. How to train the newsfeed algorithm to benefit you and not Facebook. So I barely touched on a few things. I'm going to get really into it in this course. I'm going to let you know the 5 things you must do daily on a regular basis to increase your visibility and how to do all of this spending less than 20 minutes a day on Facebook. So it's going to be 5 modules. I'm going to go through this really quickly because there's a special offer link that I will be posting. You guys can read more about what all the modules are. But basically, module 1 will start with the basics, setting up your page, doing how to do lists. I'm going to do step by step, walk you through all of this. Lynette, you were asking about how do you get how do I get to somebody to see my page? Oh my gosh, I have so many tricks. If I could answer them all on a short call like this, I would, but there's so many. And there's so many. And so, maybe we'll do one on the Q&A if you're still around. I'll give you one of my little tips there. Number 2 is all about your posts, having a schedule, scheduling them, automate them, but you also have to do them in real time. And I show you how to balance that so that it comes off genuine. It's all about being ethical, but easy and free. what to post, where to post, how to find and where and how to find engaging content and when to post it. Best networking practices, secrets that no one else I'm hearing teaching, and I love teaching it because no one's doing this stuff and it's free. How and where to find quality fans, because that's what you want. We're going to cover that in the last 5 through 1 here. And what to do about the ones who are not quality fans and how to get rid of them, because you want to get rid of them. Interpreting your insights data, you need to do that. And I will show you quick and easy ways to do that just in a few minutes a day, or a week, actually. That's a weekly thing. The top 5 things you want to do on a regular basis. And again, how to get it all done in 20 minutes a day. And then we're going to wrap it all up on the 5th week of putting it all together, creating a strategic marketing plan. So you can't do this without a plan. And turning all of those Facebook leads, once you learn how to do all this, okay, great, I've got all this engagement and people are following and they're opting into my list. Now what? How do I turn that into money? I will show you. So I'm going to teach you how to do it for free so that you can make money, and then you can pay for ads if you want to. So the 5-week course is hosted right here on Facebook. It's a $297 course. I will be offering it at a very discounted rate on this call, on this webinar, but it's step-by-step instructions and video tutorial. The whole course is going to be accessible from within an app just like this. So you're not going to be getting emails. You're not going to have to go back searching for everything. You don't have to remember passwords. Everything's going to be remembered by your Facebook login, because you're you, and it knows that you're a member of the course. You will have access to it. And there's no pressure. I do offer like weekly quizzes where you can take a quiz to see if you got the information that you needed to, but they're not mandatory. You don't have to take them. I only did it so that you would have a way to kind of track your progress. Go at your own pace. If you want to take 3 months to do it, or 10 months to do it, or you want to swing through it in 5 weeks, totally up to you. You will see results with each strategy I send you. You will see them within that first week. Access to a private Facebook group where you can ask me anything, anytime, and get support from me throughout the course, and you will have lifetime access. So once the 5 weeks is up, I don't kick you out, so you stay in there. That's just me and my time, and you ask me a question, and I'll just go ahead and answer it for you. Stuff like, how do I create a custom tab? How do I run a contest? What's the legal way to do this? And what's the rule on this? And if there's a new update to changes, then I let my people, you guys in my course, you're like my babies. You're the first person to know about anything. All kinds of stuff. And I'm going to do 5 group coaching calls. So if anyone who was on the course last time, that, you guys remember, we only did like 2 or 3. I'm going to do all 5 weeks. I'm going to do coaching calls, which is well over $400 value for you guys. I'm also going to throw in all of this for free. A 60+ free image creation tools for social media. So how to create all of these graphics, including everything I use to do this webinar, absolutely free. I don't have Photoshop. I don't pay for any of that stuff. I do all of this for free. Facebook business page categories explained. People go, how did you get your Facebook page to have this and then all these little subcategories, and what do they all mean? And I hacked into Facebook's little system there, and I was able to extract 872 subcategories, all alphabetized by category and everything. And that's part of one of the ebooks I sell. That's included free. I'm going to do 100 post ideas to increase engagement. All kinds of, what do I post? I have a whole bunch of them. My 10-step strategic social media marketing guide. It's just a template that I do for $47. To actually sign up and do that whole plan with me is $675 on my website for someone to work with me and work through that whole thing. So I'm going to give you the template, and I'm going to work with you. So I won't work with you one-on-one, but I will be available for you. So that's why I only put it there at the $47 and not the $675, but it is the same package. And my top 25 tips specifically for direct sellers is my #1 selling ebook on my website. I sell it for $19.95. That's included free. I have an ultimate direct sellers resource guide for $27.95. I'm going to kind of run through these because we're pressed for time, but all of these freebies are again thrown in with this course. So if I were to do this course with all the bonus and all the giveaways, the value is easily over $875, not including the Facebook group, which is just, is my time there. So I didn't even put that in there. That would be a whole lot more. And if I were to do this for $397, that would be well over 50% off. But I'm going to go ahead and do a special offer price of $197 for all of it. That's through February 10th. The course is going to start on February 11th. It's a Wednesday. So it's about 2 weeks from now is when we start. You'll get all the bonuses and everything now. And then we will start on the 10th. I'm sorry, on the 11th. However, I'm going to do a extreme discount of $97 for the whole thing if you purchase within 1 week. So by February 4th, by 11:59 p.m. on February 4th, if you do purchase my package, it will be $97. And then I'm going to go super, super crazy and do a super, super extreme discount of only $67. Now, normally I only do this for the first 10 people that enroll, because after that, it's like I can't just afford to do it for $67. However, because I didn't time this when I was going to do it in February, and it's the end of the month, I know what everybody's thinking. Oh, but if you could just wait, because the 10 spots will go quick. So I'm going to offer the $67 through midnight tomorrow. So you'll have tomorrow's the end. It's Friday. Everybody gets paid tomorrow. If you don't get paid tomorrow, then you can just fork over the $97. It's still a good deal. So that's my offer. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know you guys need, you got to get going. But I just wanted to let you know, and I've got to fix that slide because that first 10 enrolled, that was a game time decision I made this morning, and I decided, it's the end of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and just scratch that out. When I send out the slides, it'll be different. I don't think the slides is going to have this part though. So, but it's actually through tomorrow. So just a real recap here. It's the special offer discount is available for 1 week. That's the $97. Of course, by tomorrow, it's $67. And then we're going to begin on the 11th, and you'll receive all the bonuses and the access to the group before we start. You don't have to wait until the 11th, and I will offer a money back guarantee. So the button is not there right now. I'm going to add it and have you guys refresh, but I do want to do a little something, because I don't have my assistant, so I'm going to have to do it and give me a couple seconds. But in the meantime, I wanted to, and here's my testimonials. They're all there. They're great. I think Sabrina, you're on the call, right? Sabrina took my course. Sabrina has also done coaching with me. She's awesome. And so, I'm not going to read through them all, but these are my testimonials. These will be on the special offer page if you want to read about them, because I could tell you until I'm blue in the face that I know what I'm talking about and I can help you. But these are the people that I've helped and people that I've worked with that can, vouch for me. And then the two people who recently took my last course. These are posts that they put on Facebook. And there's Linda. Linda won. You won my prize, the first one at the beginning. Congratulations, Linda. But Linda says that I love Facebook's training. My efficiency has greatly increased while marketing my business. She's a send out cards distributor. Well worth the money. And I think she got on the special offer for sure. She was one of the first 10, so she got the 67 last time. So definitely was well worth her time. And we've done lots of coaching together since. Totally love Linda. And Laura Van, she has her own coaching business. She is genius if you want to get healthy. So that's the name of her Facebook page there. But she also said that, I helped her focus. She moved forward in her business. She is rocking it. She's on fire. I did a screenshot. I wish I had it here of her before we started, what her engagement rate was and what it is now. And it's through the roof. She's grown, I think, by over 600% engagement before taking my course. So that's just, that's what I had there. But I did say I would do a special offer. I did it. And I said I would give a giveaway. So the giveaway, my friends, is, before we wrap up here, that I'm going to give someone on the live call right now that whole package absolutely free. How about that? All you need to do is in the comment below, the $875 value, over $875 free, is just type in the comment the word winner. So anybody who wants to win, type in the word winner. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to scoot over here for a second because I give you guys some time. This is why I like the delay. It gives me a time to refresh and do everything I need to get done. Let's see. Type that in and I will check that. And while we're working on that, I have a little brain teaser. I'm a brain coach. I don't normally do these on my webinars. I probably shouldn't because we're hitting the end of the mark now. But here's a brain teaser. If you've seen it, great. If you haven't, it's The Forest Has Eyes, Optical Illusion. And I just want to know, how many faces do you see? So I'm going to leave that up for about a minute or so while I check the comments so we can pick a winner here. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are excited. Yeah, I know that's an awesome price, really. And here's the best part. Once you're in, this is going to be open for 2 weeks. you are all going to be put into my affiliate program. So anyone else you refer through your referral link, you're going to earn 50%. So if they buy in at the $97, you get 50%. If they miss that cutoff and they buy in later at $197, which is still an amazing price, you earn 50% of that. How about that, huh? I'm just full of good stuff. So I'm glad you guys are liking the content because I totally biffed on this and we are way over time. So next time I do a webinar, I'm just going to say, you know what? It's probably going to be about 2 hours. That way, when it's only an hour and a half, I look good. Okay, winner, 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 chicken, chicken dinner. I'm looking. I want to make sure we're all caught up so that I get everyone. 5 faces, Lori. You are not even close. Okay, let's see. Okay, good. I want to see who's here. So I don't know if you guys do this. I do my drawings live on the internet. I just go to random.org. But what I do, and let me just scroll through here. Let's see. So I've got Lindsay, you're number 1. Lori, you are number 2. Sabrina, you are number 3. Grace, you are number 4. Lynette, you are number 5. We lost a few people, huh? Okay, and now I will refresh. If I missed anybody, type it in big caps. You missed me. 10, close, Sabrina, 10, but there are more than 10. Okay, so I have 5 people that are still either on the call, and I know we missed the mark. I really feel bad if you're like, I had to go because I only had an hour. I'm sorry if you're coming back to watch the replay and you missed the drawing. Still a really good deal if you get in at 67. Okay, so here's what I do. Random.org. While that's loading, let me make sure I did not miss anyone. Oh, goodness, Lynette. Okay, we need to talk. 18 faces. Well, that's a lot. Okay, I've got 5. I don't see anyone else. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I don't see your comment, and you didn't put it in all caps. Can I spell this right? Okay, so there's only 5. This is going to make it super easy. So what I do, and I do this if you do like online drawings, or even if you want to do it on your fan page, you know, you want to give away a prize, you can do this and then just take a screenshot of it, of you doing it, or a video recording. In my free resources, the one with the 60+ image creation, there are free resources on how to do free webinars like this and how to do free screen recordings, and all of that's in there. You'll get that all free. Okay, so I'm just going to put 1 through 5. Remember your numbers. 1, Lindsay, 2, Lori, 3, Sabrina, 4, Grace, 5, Lynette. Everyone else has left the building, and we are going to generate a winner. Hopefully you guys are seeing my screen. If not, trust me. Okay, 5. Who's number 5? Lynette! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now, Lynette, because you're getting it free, you still qualify to refer it and make the commission, even though you got it free. How's that for your chicken dinner? Okay, let me go back over and wrap up the last few. I promise I'll get through it quickly. I probably shouldn't promise because I don't know that it will be quickly. I'm so definitely going to do, I plan this as a 2-hour next time. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, and let me see where I'm at. Okay, I'm going to give the answer to the brain teaser at the end because I want to get through these because that's more important right now. But I will tell you how many faces there are. And maybe there's more. Maybe I just didn't see them. So the winner is Lynette Armstrong. Congratulations, Lynette. Hopefully you are still with us. Let me check this chat log. Yay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so number 5, we're going to plow through the rest of these so that I can get you guys on your way. As having no plan of action, you need to know why you are on Facebook in the first place, why you created your page, what's the whole reason why you want a Facebook page. You need to also know your target audience. Your target market is not everyone. You need to get really specific about that in that 10-step marketing plan that's part of the bonuses we go through all of the steps to get you through to really hone in on that, even creating little personas, identifying who really needs what you provide, your services or your products. And that's who you want your posts and everything that you share on your Facebook to target. That's who you want to please. That is who you are servicing. So when you know that and you get that down, then you know what to post, when to post, and how often, and you are able to schedule your posts. One of the things about the target audience is that everyone is not your target market, and it's not on the top 10, but I should have added it. When you guys join groups, when people join groups to, you want to market your business, a lot of people, especially direct sellers, they market to their customers, but they join groups where other direct sellers are in, like vendor groups and things like that. And you guys are posting your opportunities in there, and everyone in that group is trying to do the same thing. So your target market's not in there. Your competition's in there. You want to find people who, what kind of person wants my services? Is it a mom? What's her age group? Is she married, single? How many kids, a homeowner or not? What are her hobbies? That kinds of stuff. When you know that and you really get specific about who your target is, then you know what groups they're in, what pages they like, and where they hang out online. So you can, when you have that information, you're able to plan and schedule how your page is going to market better. When you do schedule your posts, if you're not doing this, you do so by just going to there's lots of third-party apps, and a lot of them are free, but this one's also available if you're just getting started with scheduling. The simplest way to do that is just when you're going to go post on your page, on the little down arrow, click on that, and you can click on schedule post, and this other window will pop up, and you can put in a date and time, and you can schedule as far in advance as you want. You can have repeating posts. For example, if you have a deal, like we have Throwback Thursday every Thursday, I can schedule them in advance so that if I'm going to be on vacation, at least I know if the link's the same every week, the same link to send my customers, then I can just pre-post that every week. So that saves a lot of time. You also need to find out who your influencers are and competitors, so find out who those people are, build relationships with people who are very influential that also target to the same market, so that you guys can help each other out, but also, cross promote with each other. So be very selective with your networking when you're sharing other people's content. You can share things that if I know another Facebook page is sharing stuff that my audience would like, I'm going to share them. I'm also going to reference them, maybe tag them. They're going to do the same for me, and that way we can get into different, in front of different audiences, but it's still the same network, the same target market. And then track and monitor. So you have this plan. You're not going to know if it's working unless you're actually tracking it. So you want to look at your insights. I like to check weekly, at least if you're doing it every couple of weeks, that's good, but check it. It's right up at the top of your page. Click on insights. And I'm not going to get into all that on here because we got to keep moving along, but there's all these different tabs in there that you can go through, so you can check your likes, your reach, you can check by post. You can even export your data. So just get in the habit of feeling around in there if that's not something you normally do. Number 4 is sharing the wrong way. Now, I recently did a blog post and video about this, so I'll give you the link so you can really get into detail about it. I'm going to try to just go over it quickly here. This is an example of someone, okay, so here's a post that a network marketing, a direct selling company, the corporate page posted. And what a lot of people do is they'll just click on share to share with their customers, whatever the special is, and then they'll say, but come to my page, in the little section where it says write something here when you're sharing. But that doesn't carry forward. What carries forward is the original message that the company posts with their link, which is not necessarily linking back to you. It's linking back to the company to find a representative. So don't click on the share button. Instead, click on the image and open up the post. And then you'll see, all of the comments and everything, the description about it and all of that. And then you want to right click on the picture to save it and save it to your computer. Then go ahead and post it yourself. And if you want, you can copy any text that they have. If you want to use their verbiage, just make sure you just replace it with your links. And then go in, make a new status post, click on photo or video to upload that photo you just saved, put in your information, and then post it. That way, when in the future, when other people share what you've shared, they're sharing your text and your link. It always stays with the photo, as opposed to you sharing from the original corporate page. They will, if they you shared it, and then somebody of your fans sees it on your page and shares it again, whatever you wrote is gone. Only thing that stays is what the original person who posted it is. So save the picture and upload it yourself. if you need more information on this, I actually have about a 9-minute video that goes over it. You can just go to videotips.monelico.com. That's my YouTube channel. There's not that many in there because since I rebranded, I haven't moved all the videos over. So there's maybe half a dozen, and this is one of them. Number 3, not completing vital sections of your business page. When your business page is not completely filled out, you're missing out on traffic. So like I said in the beginning, the business pages, because it's a completely public page, they are indexed by the search engines much better than personal profiles. And one of the first things that people when they come to your page is they click on the cover photo and your profile image. And sometimes a lot of people don't have anything in there. So when you click on your image, you should have a description thanking people for coming by your page, either on your profile or on the cover photo, the profile image or the cover image of the page, either one or both. Both is actually better. And, you know, I have some type of call to action. I have, you know, visit my page, my website for more info, and I put my website in there. The cover photo as well, you want to have a description in there the same. What they're doing now is Facebook has these call to action buttons. So if you see this on your cover photo, you can click on create call to action and set it up. If you don't worry. It's just started coming out a couple months ago, and they're slowly rolling it out to pages. I only got it on 2 of the pages I manage 2 weeks ago. And one of the pages that I manage has over 60,000 likes. I'm their admin for their Facebook. And she doesn't even have it yet. So don't get upset if you don't have it. If you do, then you can go through, click it, and it'll prompt you. All the little prompts show you how to use it. I also have a video on how to do that. It's on my Facebook page if you want to check it out. When someone goes to your page, you want to make sure that the about section, at least the short description, is completely filled out. So you want your picture to be of your face, not a product or an image like we talked about earlier, or a logo. You want it to be your face, and you preferably smiling, make it very inviting. And of course, call to actions and descriptions in both the cover photo and the profile image. On the page itself, under the about section, you want to make sure you fill out your about information, at least the short description, and that shows up there right on the front of the page. So someone doesn't even have to be a fan. They just visit your page, they will see that. And you only get so many number of characters to fill there. I want to say it's like 50 or 60 characters. So make it useful, make it you know, worth your investment of characters there. Just what can you do for people? Let them know what's the benefit of coming to your page, becoming a fan, and then put your website actually in there as well, your link to your website. When someone clicks on the about section, they can actually see more information, and you can add a long description if you want, and all kinds of other things. But you want to really fill out as much as possible. Don't leave anything blank. It's okay to leave a few things. You know, maybe you don't want to put your phone number for, you know, reasons you don't have a Google number or something. That's another video I have if you check out my video page on how to set that up. But here's what it looks like, and I had to split it into 2 because it was really long. Here's what it looks like when you go to it. So this page is what it looks like to the public, whether they're a fan or not. If they click on the about, this is what they can read about you on your business page. When you go to your about section and you're logged in, you have a lot of different options to fill out stuff. So make sure you go through all that and you fill out everything. It's really important. The more information that's in here, especially in the long description, make it filled with lots of keywords, the type of words people would be typing in a search box if they're looking for whatever it is you're providing, whatever you sell or whatever your service is. Make sure that long description is full of those keywords so that it's grabbed by those search engines. And if you see anything in there that kind of looks like this, where they'll give you prompts like if you don't have it there under your about section, it'll give you these links, those blue parts on the right. They're links. So you click on that and it'll let you write your description or enter your email address or enter any awards. And what you can enter is all dependent on the type of page that you select, the category you select when you first create it. We will get into that in these last couple steps. Actually, on the next slide. So there's different types of categories. There's actually 6 categories to choose from. These 3 are probably the most popular that I work with, or people that I work with use, and most of the people that are on this webinar would choose one of these three. But depending on what you choose, there are also different, there's different things you could do with your page, and also different subcategories. So that one of the freebies, that bonuses that comes with my program, is an ebook that goes through all the categories, explains them all and what they all mean, and even has a link to download an Excel file with all 872 of the categories, subcategories for each section. And you can cross them. So just because there's a category under entertainment, but you're a local business, you can actually add that if you want. They're not specific to the main industry. But and if you wanted to purchase that book, if you're not going to do this program, that ebook's only $4.95. It's a good value for $5. So most of the people I know, or most of you on this call, would probably be using one of the top three, the ones, top three selections of the 6 that you can use. Now, local business is a really good choice. If you want to get on the map, you want your address out there, you make sure if you put your address there and you have a business on Yelp or Yahoo Pages or any of these other ones, that the addresses are identical. The search engines like Google, they really like it when everything matches and everything's congruent across all platforms. So if your street name is spelled differently or not the same, then it confuses Google, and it kind of lowers your credibility as an actual local business. However, if you're a direct seller and you work from home, I really strongly advise against not choosing a local business. The reason being is, especially unless you want people to come to your home and they actually shop out of your home, then that's fine. But this puts your address on the internet and makes it searchable. On Facebook pages, people can check in and say they checked in at Susie's Candles, and it'll show up on their feed to their friends that they checked in, because it's a public page. And it'll show your address as your home address if that's what you have in there. So, and if you select a local page type, you have to put in an address when you're setting it up. So I would suggest not doing that. And that's unless you want people. If you want people to come and shop out of your house or know where you live, or for your business to show up on like a GPS, because you can type into a GPS and put in, candles. Let's say you're shopping for candles, and Walmart will show up, or Cost Plus, Whole Foods, all these stores that sell candles, and then it'll have, Patty Smith on there, and it'll show, you click on it and it'll have her home address because she's a party light rep. So I don't know if that's something you want out there. That's kind of something you got to question for yourself. But this is a screenshot of page 3 of that ebook I was telling you that's only $4.95. It goes into all the different types of pages that you choose, the 6 categories you choose from, and everything that's available to fill out in that About section, depending on the page you choose. So, for example, you can put a website on all of them, but local business allows you to state your hours, your address, your price range, whether you have parking. Those little slots of information, those little selectable fields, are not available, let's say, if you chose entertainment. They only allow you to leave the website and the description. So depending on the type you choose, different things are available to you. So if you're thinking, I may have chosen the wrong category, all you need to do is go up to Settings at the top of your page, click on Page Info on the left, and then all the way on the right, to the right of Category, click on Edit, and you can change your category at any time. There's no restrictions on that, or number of fans. You can do that. There are other restrictions on changing your name and all of that, but that's not what we're covering today. I just wanted to let you know you can change your category. All right, number 2 is not linking to your business page on your personal profile. This is huge. A lot of people are not using this as a free way to advertise, and it's one of the only ways you're allowed to advertise your business on your personal profile, which more people see that. Your friends see that way more than your fans would see your page. So take advantage of doing that. What I'm talking about is when people put their workplace, you can make that your page. So the way to do that is to click on either Update Info or About on your profile. And remember, your profile is, you can get to it just by clicking at your name at the top, and you'll be on your profile. And then you want to click on Work and Education on the overview section there. and you'll see this page. To add a workplace, just click on the Add a Workplace button there. I do have a video on how to do this on mobile as well, so I'll provide a link for that. But you can click on there or tap on it, Add a Workplace. If you already have it in there and maybe you want to edit or redo it based on what you learned here, if you hover over to the right of whatever's in there as your workplace now, this little options will pop up where you can click on the drop down and edit or delete it or whatever. So click on Add a Workplace. And then what you want to do is type in where it says company, type in the exact name of your business page. So if your business page is Sally Smith, independent consultant for Party Light, or whatever it is, exactly as you have it written, the way you set it up, type that in exactly. It should pop up as an option. If it doesn't, that's okay. Just type it exactly as it is. Don't link to another page if you don't see it. And then the position is what is the part right before the at. So I'm going to show you what that means on my, how it looks on my personal profile. So on my timeline and my profile, in the About section, right before, so this is actually this is public information. So if somebody comes to my profile to see my cover photo, my image, right below my profile image is my About section. And there is where it says, grow your business, enrich your life at, and then it has a link to my business page. So that's the at I'm talking about there. It's already written in by Facebook. So you're just going to manipulate what goes before the at, and your business page goes after the at. If you want to know, this is a little trick here. If you want to know what your Facebook page looks like, your Facebook personal profile, the timeline looks like to the public, click on those three little dots, the little ellipsis there in the bottom right of your cover image, and you will have the option to click on View As and select Public to see what your page looks like to the public. Because what you see is not necessarily what everyone else sees. And the same thing, if you're going to start setting up these friends lists, you can set your whole profile to be viewable by only people in a certain list, or to everyone except this list. Whatever your audience setting is, whether it's public or custom, you can set that to view what it would look like. So you can even type in someone's name. Well, what does it look like when this friend of mine looks at my page? And it'll show you their view. It's really cool. So if you didn't know how to do that, definitely check that out. So you want to make sure you have that filled in there. And then you want city and town, put your city or town in there, and put in a description. You don't have to. It's helpful, especially if it's got some nice keywords, because we're going to make this part of our personal profile public. That's what we want to do. We want to advertise our business. So something in there would be good. You definitely want to make sure that the box that says I currently work here is checked. It's checked by default, but just double check and make sure it's checked. That's also going to allow it to show up under your name and on your profile, and also kind of follow you around Facebook. I'm going to show you some examples of that. And then you want the setting for this to be public. There's not a lot of things on my About section of my personal profile that's public. Most of it is not. But this is my work and education, and this particular section, this section of my work and education, I always make sure it's public. So then hit Save Changes, and that should work for you. If you have any trouble, I do have a link. I'll show you how you can make sure that, because some people have trouble with it. So I provide that, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But here's where you can, this really comes into play. This is a screenshot of within a group. I clicked on members of a group that I'm part of, and these are all the members of the group. And I manipulated this a little bit because I had to remove some from the image that weren't doing it right. But here's a screenshot of the people that are doing this the right way and benefiting this feature. And then the next screenshot is going to show you some examples of the wrong way and see what category you fall into. But here, for example, here's Louise, and she put there founder and inspiration director. That was her position. Facebook filled in the word at, and then Powerful Possibilities is her business page name. And if this was actually a live shot of me on Facebook and going in and clicking on her name there, that would be clickable. It would be a blue link, and I click on it and it would take me directly to her page. So that's what all of these people are doing, and that's why it's really important to have that in there. Here's an example of some people that are doing it incorrectly. I took out their names and faces, but this is just not taking advantage of that feature. And these are people I know that have business pages and want to market their pages. So usually it'll have like where you work as your full-time job, or maybe you don't have work, so it just skips that and just talks about where you go to school, anything you filled out on your profile and made public. This person here did put, I'm a social media marketing consultant, but didn't put in their page. And linked to a self-employed like general community. Same thing here with works at personal. And then these two examples I have in here because they're direct sellers. They're in network marketing or direct selling, and they put in their title with the company, but the at part links to the corporate page. This is the home office's corporate page that they're linking to, not their own. So make sure you're putting your own in there. It's really important. When you hover over someone's name anywhere in Facebook, really depends on your settings, because this has changed a lot lately in Facebook, but it used to be that it'd be the first thing that pop up. But you can hover over someone's name and see information about them and click directly from there to get to their business page. So it's a really good advertising platform for you if you're not taking advantage of this. If you have any trouble setting up the link, there are some troubleshooting tips in my video at monelico.com/linkmypage. It's a short video, and there's also a link to the video YouTube of it, which also will direct you to the mobile version. There's a way to do this on mobile. If you use Facebook strictly on mobile, you can make these changes through the mobile app too. Okay, we're here finally. Number one. The number one thing that people do is obsessing over likes. They are so concerned about the number of likes that they'll do anything to get them. Like my page and I'll like yours back, or I get friend requests all the time from people inviting me to like their page. And you know what? I'm not their ideal target market. It may be something that either I would never buy, or I'm not interested in, or maybe I'm allergic to, or whatever. And by liking their page, yes, she's my friend or he's my friend, but by liking their page just to be helping them out to get likes, I'm actually decreasing their visibility. And I'm going to get into what I mean by that, because I know people don't know that they're doing this and they're sabotaging themselves without even knowing it. So when you click on the number of likes under somebody's page, another window will pop up, will give you a little bit more information. It'll talk about something called people talking about this. It's their PTAT number. And that's the number of people in the last week that have took an action on your page, that created a story, like commented or liked, or if you're a local business, they checked in, something like that. They interacted and were engaged with your page. It's also counting the number of new likes you got in that 7-day period. So you want to kind of get to look at this. This is not by any means the best way to rate engagement, but it's the only thing that's public to everyone. So if you go to anyone's page and anyone goes to your page, they can see this information, this PTAT number. So in my newsfeed, I had an advertisement. So this was not an organic post that just came through my newsfeed. It was actually somebody paid for advertising, and this came up, get 10,000 fans. And so I checked it out because I'm always curious about why people do this. And I don't know if it's an app or if it's a way to buy fans or if it's some type of website software that you can use. But I noticed that the page that was promoting this, that paid for this sponsored ad, had 361,000 likes. So I went and clicked on that number, and I came to this page, and it showed me that of those 361,000, 579 people are talking about it. Well, of those 579 people in the last week that have taken an action on this page, 602 were new likes. So it takes into account the new likes. So if you really want to know the engagement of a page, you take that PTAT number, subtract the number of new likes, and that will leave you with actually who really is of the fans that are of that page are engaging. So yes, this page looks great on the surface with 361,000 likes, and it's probably some program they're selling you to get to that number, but nobody on this page is seeing anything, because if you take that number and divide by the total number of fans, you will get an engagement rate. Not an engagement rate by, social media technical terms, because there's a little bit more involved into getting that, but a very high level general number, just to give you an overview idea of the page's engagement, at least in the last week. And this is negative. This number came out negative engagement, which is, sometimes that happens, especially when you're doing things like this. That means nobody is seeing this page's posts. It's telling Facebook, this page is completely, the posts are crap. Nobody wants to see it because no one's engaged. It has a negative engagement. So those 361 fans never, ever are going to see a single post that this page makes. That's why this page had to pay for ads, because that's the only way anyone's going to see anything. So you don't want to be like this guy, and you definitely never, never, never want to buy likes, ever. So here's a little comparison of two pages. So the one on the left is what you want. The one on the right is not. But on the surface, if you were visiting these pages, the one on the right would look a lot better to you just by glancing, thinking, oh, this guy's got over 2,000 fans, it must be a popular page. And this lady over here only has 218. So, you know, she doesn't know what she's doing. However, the opposite is true. This page that has 218 total page likes, of those, 88 people are talking about this, are taking an action and genuinely engaged, doing something on Facebook that's generating some type of engagement with that page. Of those 88 engaged people over the last week, 13 are new likes. So those actions, 88 actions, 13 are new likes. So back that out and you actually have 75 people genuinely working, doing something, engaging with this page. They're liking it, commenting, posting, doing something that is generating a story in the newsfeed of the 218. So 75 out of 218 is 34%. That is really, really high. I don't know if you're aware, but standard rates for engagement are really low, especially the bigger your page is. The bigger your page is, you're looking at like 2 to 5% of your page, of your fans being engaged. And the more you have, the lower that number gets. So what you want to make sure you have is, especially under 1,000, because most of the people I work with are small people just starting out and they want to get visible. Once you have thousands and thousands of fans and you're making money, then you can pay for ads. But my clientele is more the people who don't have that budget and they want to know how to do this organically without paying for ads. So when you're under 1,000 fans, a good engagement rate is between 5 to 10% up to 30% is pretty good with that number of fans. So this one actually, over 34% is doing excellent. The one on the right, however, of those 2,000 fans, 2 people are engaged over the last week, and it's the 2 people that just liked the page. The other 2,252 that were already fans did nothing this week. So this page's engagement is actually 0. So any post that this page makes will not show up in the news feeds at all to anyone. Because remember, every person that logs onto Facebook, remember the Sally and Tanya story, has 15,000 possible different combinations of content that can be shown to them. And Facebook has to decide, what am I going to show you? What do we think is relevant? And if you're a fan of this page and this page has this kind of engagement rate, that's way, way at the bottom of the list. This poor page is not getting seen at all. So want to know what to do to increase your visibility in the newsfeed? And my number one tip, and it bugs me. You probably see me post this. Probably nothing new to you if you follow me on Facebook, but you have to stop doing this. Absolutely stop. And please, 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 I beg of you, please stop participating in like ladders. Fan page Friday, like ladder, go through everybody's page and like it. You have to like everyone and they'll like yours. You guys are all making yourselves invisible, completely invisible, because that's just so many more people weighing down your invisibility. I'd rather have 300 fans, of which 100 are genuinely interested. That means that most of my fans are going to see my posts, than 1,000 or 5,000 fans and only 50 of them really were genuine. What's going to happen is, because those other 950 were just because as a friend or these types of like ladders, or they're getting paid for likes and they're just trying to scam the system, because of those 950, those poor 50 people that really genuinely wanted to know about my specials, and they will never ever see my posts. So you ruin it for everybody. Stop doing it. If you learn anything, the friends list is huge and this one is huge. Everything else is extra. So there's the top 10, and we are coming up on, we started late, so we are coming up on a full 1 hour and a half recording. And so that's what I'm going to do next time. I'm going to say it's 2 hours. We're going to end at 1.5, and I'll be 30 minutes early. So there is the special again. I'm going to have to manually enter this button. So while you guys are posting questions, go ahead and start commenting anything who wants to stay on the call. And I will record this part too. But if you got to go, you got to go. You got the gist of it. You can watch the rest later. Anyone that wants to stay with me, we can stick around another 10, 15, or 20 minutes, and I'll show you some things. And I'm going to update this button so that below it'll have the special offer for you.